The purpose of our company is healthier, longer, better lives. We are particularly proud of a new course on ESG, which will give people the opportunity to understand how they can contribute to ESG at AIA.
AIA is Thailand's #1 life and health insurance provider that has been with Thai people for 85 years. And today, AIA is stepping up to another level, which is towards sustainability with its ESG commitment and strategy. So please find out more with Mr. Johann Dutoit, Chief Investment Officer. สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you very much for having me on the show. AIA is the biggest life insurance company in Thailand, and our investments in Thailand covers the equity market, the bond market, the real estate market. This year, we have specifically been focusing also on ESG. We have done some investments in ESG bonds, sustainability bonds. We have also launched our third big office building in Bang Na called AIA East Gateway. And it's been launched under the theme of harmony at work, wellness and sustainability. And it is very much for employers that want to give their staff not just work but also a healthy lifestyle experience.
Well, since you focus more on the ESG commitment and strategy, could you please elaborate more on this?
I think it's really important that we should realize that if people want to have better and healthier lives, that we have to link that inextricably to a healthier planet and a society that is fair and just. And that's what AIA ESG has really been focusing on. You may have seen in the newspapers recently that AIA has committed 2050 net zero, and to be able to support that, we have to make many operational adjustments. We have to look at our car fleet, we have to reduce the carbon emissions from that, we have to look at our buildings, we have to reduce the energy consumption from our buildings. We've also looked at our processes with regards to automation. We've cut down on the paper usage. We have saved to the order of 350 million pieces of paper, and as you can imagine, that is a lot of trees. But we also have to think a little bit deeper. We also think about our investment portfolios, how we can engage with our companies that we invest in, and also with our supply chain. And then on the society front, we have done some deep dives with regards to our human resources policies to see how it measures up against diversity and inclusion. And we have made some very big changes. We have, for instance, give you a few examples, we have aligned how the marital benefits for same-sex partners compared to traditional families. We've also looked at the paternity benefits that fathers can get when their children are born, and we've started to increase that so that it's more aligned with maternity benefits. And we've also looked at what is the proportion of females to males in our company. We are very glad to say that 62% of our workforce is female, and even at the senior level it is around 40%, so those are really, really good numbers.
Can you please talk about under the ESG strategy, you also have the 5 pillars. What are they?
So the 5 pillars are designed to support our overall purpose. The purpose of our company is healthier, longer, better lives. But to make it more concrete for our staff, we have the 5 pillars that tells us what are the steps that we've got to take to achieve that objective. The 5 pillars are, it starts out with health and wellness, which really aligns with the core of our company as a life and a health insurance company. And then we have sustainable operations, which is very important to have a sustainable office in the modern day. The 3rd pillar is around sustainable investment. We have one of the biggest investment portfolios in Thailand, so it's really important that we bring ESG into that. Then the 4th pillar is around people and culture. It is so important that in the future we invest in our staff to train them, We are particularly proud of a new course on ESG that we are launching called ESG 101, which will give people the opportunity to understand how they can contribute to ESG at AIA. And then the last pillar is we are the biggest life insurance company in the world. We have to make sure that we can sustain all the risks, and we have to have a very strong governance framework.
So under the 5 pillars that you were talking about, how do you plan to strategize the 5 pillars in Thailand?
Let me give you a few examples and start with our core strategy around health and wellness. So here we have the AIA Vitality, which is a world-renowned wellness program. Here in Thailand, it has been going for a few years, and we already have about 500,000 members. It is a program that allows you to have some benefits, like for instance, movie tickets, coffees, and so on. But you have to make small incremental improvements to your lifestyle, to your health. So that is a core support for the health and wellness strategy. Furthermore, we also have for our policyholders, particularly health policyholders, we have what we call the AIA Regional Passport. It provides you access to 700 hospitals here in Thailand, and then when you leave the country, there is another 14 countries that it provides you medical care in. With regards to the sustainable investment, we have been the first insurance company in Asia that committed to divest all of our coal investments. And when we made the announcement, we originally targeted 2029 for the completion, but we did this 7 years ahead of schedule. So that's how we supported the sustainable investments. But we also try to be a leader in the industry. We have recently joined the Global Compact Network. Now this is an initiative that was started about 2000 in cooperation with the United Nations, and it is an organization that is open to all companies, not just to financials, across the board. And the idea is that we should commit to doing our business sustainably. And it also provides a peer-to-peer support on how we can get to a net zero in the future for us all.
So before we go into the net zero, I would like to talk about what are the AIA's Thailand ESG initiatives.
There's a few initiatives that I would really like to highlight because it's what we feel really passionate about. I think that the first one is something that we launched this year called AIA Healthier Schools. The objective is that it would provide resources to teachers, and they can then help the children in their classes to understand things around healthier eating, how to be more active, how to be sustainably in general. And then we had about 260 schools that signed up to this program. And the schools that made the biggest incremental change could then share in a fund that was 3.6 million baht that allowed them to purchase more resources for the schools. Other initiatives that we have been very active in, there was a Royal Thai Navy event pretty recently, which we felt really aligns with us as a life insurance company. The idea was that the Royal Thai Navy would create an artificial reef, and it was to celebrate the birthday of Her Royal Highness the Princess in April. There were many scuba divers and snorkelers that had to go deep underground to go plant these artificial reefs. So we felt that a way that we can contribute is to provide insurance for this event, and it really aligns with both environmental care but also with the protection that we provide to our customers. Another event that we feel really passionate about is called AIA Sharing a Life. That is our annual corporate responsibility event, and it's been running since 2013. And it is not just an event for our staff, it is also an event for their families, for our business partners, We have engaged over this period around 450,000 people already, and it's really a fantastic event to give back to the community. A last event that I want to highlight, and this is particularly for our runners, is the AIA 1 Billion event. It is a trail run that will happen in Chiang Mai at the end of the year. It involves teams of 4 people, and the distances are 10 kilometers, 25 kilometers, 50 kilometers and 100 kilometers. So if any of our viewers would like to take part in this event, please search AIA 1 Billion 2023.
So in terms of sustainability, you're not only engaged in terms of providing the insurance, but you're also engaged in the community, get in touch with the people in the community and create a fun and sustain environment. Right. I would like to go and talk about the AIA's commitment aim to achieve the net zero greenhouse gas by 2050. Could you please elaborate about this?
The commitment to be net zero by 2050 is clearly a high level ideal, but it needs to have operational steps to get there. So the way that we have decided as a company is to join the Science Based Target Initiative. And this is an organization that checks the goals that we set for ourselves, both in the near term, but also in the long term. Near term thinking around 2030, and then the long term around 2050. And the requirement is that once we've made the commitment to be net zero by 2050, then we have a 24-month period to calculate the intermediate steps that we need to get there. And we then have to present that to the SBTi, and they have to audit and make sure that this is achievable. So we have made a lot of progress on this journey. We hope to have this completed by the end of this year.
Of course, you will make sure that it will become realistic and we will achieve. That means from the results of by the end of this year, how are you going to continue with it further in the years to come?
There is a lot of operational changes that we're going to have to make. And you cannot always do this alone. You need to have specialist consultants to come help you. The biggest challenges is around how do we make our energy efficiency better of our companies. So the big action for us is to work through all the actions that we have to take to make the buildings that we are investing in and that we own more energy efficient so that we can reach net zero by 2050.
Mm-hmm. Since this era, everyone is going towards sustainability and of course AIA as well. What is your future plan of investment in Thailand?
It is really important for us that our investments always meet our ESG criteria. We have ESG criteria across the board, from our equity investments to our bond investments to our real estate investments.
Mm-hmm. So in order to realize something to happen, especially going towards sustainability, of course you have to make sure that it becomes realistic, as you say, and also sustain for the future. So nowadays in this era, everyone is promoting sustainability and also AIA as well, not just only to make sure about just to provide insurance, but also to promote healthier, longer and better lives. For today, thank you very much, Kun Johann. ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ